Hi, my name is Alec Reinheimer, and I'm here to discuss with you the importance of human and animal communication in the veterinary perspective about how humans and animals can communicate with each other in order to properly treat them. First off, we gotta say, how do animals communicate? I mean, a lot of people have seen the new movie with Robert Downey Jr., Dr. Dolittle, and a lot of people realize that this is not this could be a possibility in the future. What you have to realize is that I want to say Dr. Dolittle technology is not applicable for any kind of situation in the near future. Humans and animals, they have a completely different form of communication either way, and humans will, through the 2019 article called "Animals Have No Language and Humans Are Animals Too" by Joseph Pratt from Tel Aviv University. It states that no equivalent to human language has been found in any other animal species. Now, because animals have no language compared to humans, doesn't mean that they don't have any emotional responses. Emotional responses in animals are very prevalent and are very telling to where how their mental attitude are or how their physical attitudes are. In the 2019 article called Acoustical Cues for Perception of Emotional Vocalization in Rats by Yumi Saito, Tachibana, and Okinoya from the University of Tokyo, they did a study about rodents and how calls that they have made in stressful versus non-stressful situations can indicate whether they have pleasant emotions or distressed emotions. Their findings concluded that higher frequency calls above 50 kilohertz are more indicative towards pleasant conditions, under pleasant situations, and lower frequency calls underneath 22 kilohertz are more prevalent in stressful situations and are associated with distress calls. And the major point of this is that there's a differentiation between vocalizations with animals between stressful versus non-stressful situations. So how do animals communicate? Body language and the actions and behaviors of animals is how veterinarians decide whether or not there's an issue with an animal. Body language is a major indicator in veterinary medicine, and lots of veterinarians use that as key factors in their diagnosis. In the 2020 article called "The Effect of Work on Body Language of Ranch Horses in Brazil," Pedro Henrique Esteves Trinidade et al. From Sao Paulo State University, they did a study about the facial expressions of horses after workloads throughout the day. They took pictures and videos of horses and how they acted before workday situations and after, and compared them and did a cross-sectional relay about how their facial expressions differed. As you can see, pre-workday, horses have their ears pointed forward, eyes are wide, and nostrils are not flaring. But post-workday, you can obviously see that their ears are pointed backwards, their eyes are slanted and are enclosed, and the nostrils are more flared at the end of the day. And their veins are more prominent throughout the entire picture in their whole body. As you can see, body language is a major indicator in veterinary medicine. The correlation between diagnosis and body language is very important too, and a lot of statistics and measurable constants can be taken in order to indicate physical ailments or irregularities. Irregularities are the major factor in which veterinarians go off of in physical movement, such as in the 1995 article called "Bilateral Lameness in Horses, a Kinematic Study" by H.F. Buchner et al. They went and they saw multiple different irregularities in horse movements versus horses that are sore and horses that are completely fine or called sound. What they found is that they found a measurable study by linear plot to which head vertical height and the stride length, aka how far they stride when they're running or trotting, is a measurable irregularity that they can show that body language irregularities can indicate physical ailments. Vitals are a very important part of veterinary medicine as well, because vitals are the supporting factors and facts towards opinions of doctors based off body language. They are supporting in the fact that they are the they can show irregularities in body temperature, respiratory rate, and other sorts of irregularities in physical constants. Such as, well, body language, it supports like opinions of vets to where they can make diagnosis, and vitals are like supporting the facts, aka are just supporting factors for the diagnosis in order to properly diagnose an animal. The major point is that the more you know, the more likely you will save a life in veterinary medicine. A cross-sectional study was performed at the University of Nottingham, UK, a 2019 article called "The Horse's Owner's Knowledge and Opinions of Recognizing Colic in the Horse" by A. Bowden et al. They took 1,500 participants that own horses, and they went and did a cross-sectional survey to the point where they could find out whether, like, owners can indicate whether a horse has a physical ailment or any other sort of physical problem with their bodies. And the major point of this study and the whole presentation is that we need to understand how nonverbal communication is key in veterinary medicine, to the point where knowing, the more you know about your animals, the more likely you will be able to save an innocent animal's life. Thank you.
Oh, I had to take